ExAnime, episode 112. We're back with Matt, I'm Justus, A-list, including Bleach, Spy Fan.
It's my anime. Oh.
Bleach, My Hero Academia, 2 Year Eternity, and Spy Family.
Spoo Family? So
Are
we just watching Prince of Tennis at this point?
Near the end.
Maybe near that. That was all of the second episode. It was just a whole tennis arc going on. It's like, yo, here's this new. Listen,
look. So the moment Lloyd switches to his other hand and he's like, I'm actually the best in with this arm.
Yo, I switched my other hand too to see if I'm the best. If you know what I mean.
Then I'll be like, okay, this is some Prince of Tennis shit. I don't know how much of Prince of Tennis you've either watched or manga you've read. But I've read like 30 volumes. I'm pretty familiar with some Prince of Tennis.
They're literally just doing this whole tennis thing of like, yo, this starts as a normal tennis game. Then it's like, but all things are off the hook when these two brothers. I'm like, oh, they're taking steroids. Okay, cool. And then they come out and they're just like macho, like Hulk red, like fighters.
Yeah, and it just gotta like,
my trump card is gone.
You know.
It gets dumber than literally like the kids, like the dude running the whole underground tennis ring are like, here's my like jetpack tennis rack, and the other girls over there with like some Mario
shot.
Yeah, with our like Splatoon like retractable net that goes like 20 feet out. And
Attack on Titan could learn a few things.
Listen, they're too busy just dying.
Fair.
Listen, they just need bodies. They don't need skill. They need bodies right now. There's not enough bodies. Shut up. You haven't seen Attack on Titan. Fuck you. You don't know the pain that I've suffered in that show. How many people have died in yours? Oh, only 100,000 people died in your show? Pfft, whack.
I mean, if you want to like enjoy mid shit, go ahead.
Does your anime have a theme park? Oh, I think not. Well, actually, I think Bleach is getting one. Which I don't know. Listen, on a side note, I don't know how companies are like, let's do an Attack on Titan theme park. It's like, it's not even popular enough for that. How the fuck, like, people in Japan are just wild.
Japan. Come on. That theme park is only in Japan.
Like, if it were to happen in America, they're like, here's a small section of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The only thing close to that we have is like Disney World or like Toy Story rides.
There's the Universal Harry Potter area.
Yeah,
Disney, Star Wars.
Listen, Harry Potter went on for like 15 years or some shit like that.
No, it was 8 years.
Everyone on Tumblr is like, oh my god, I'm a Hufflepuff. Oh, I'm a Scorpio.
Look, as a Ravenclaw myself, fuck you, bitch.
Did you notice the big reference in this episode? These episodes? Did you haven't noticed? I know you haven't noticed the reference.
Well, how do you know I didn't notice? Is it because I'm stalling right now?
No, it's because you're dumb and you don't understand. What's her name? The new girl.
Fiona Frost.
You seen Shrek?
No. I was like, what do you mean a fucking reference?
Yeah,
like,
Shrek.
It's not Shrek.
Yeah, she's undercover Shrek agent. Listen, Fiona was a baberoni. She's a baberoni before she turned into an ogre. Ugh. I want that noted for the books.
I can't wait to see her layers. She's crazy, by the way. Crazy in love with Lloyd, and maybe wants to murder Yor. To be fair, Yor might want to murder her back. Had a little of an inkling of like, I mean, I could just kill her.
Fiona's throwing some cheap shots, dude. She's like, yo, she's useless. She can't cook. She can't clean. All she does is stay at home all day. And then the next scene is Yor being like, you guess she's right. I really am a bad housewife. I can't do anything. But my love for Miss Anya and Lloyd and not wanting to be alone forever, stand strong. Listen, I'll know she's spitting facts over here.
I mean, look, she's got some skill. It's just murdering skill.
People. Yeah, but her cooking skills. Listen, it was a really weird scene where Calvin came out.
Mm-hmm.
Right when Fiona's going like, I love him, and it's like, ooh, it's kind of cringy. And Calvin's like, what the fuck did I walk into? Because he's not watching this. He just sees it when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what did I walk into? I'm like, I don't know how to describe it. She just showed up. She's got the hots for Lloyd, the main dude. I don't know why. It's like an abusive relationship. I liked him when he was my senpai. He was so abusive and cold. I'm into that. It's like, he's smiling. It must be for the mission. Like the whole milk thing. He doesn't drink milk. He's like, maybe if I dump enough milk in here, my stomach can handle it.
Yeah.
How are you bad at making coffee? You literally just put the grounds and you heat up the water.
Well, I think in his case, it's like more inside of his head to show that Fiona doesn't actually get what he's thinking. Yeah, she thinks he's putting on a charade, and in his case, it's like, man, having straight black coffee really fucks up my stomach. Like maybe the milk will like save me a trip to the toilet.
No, it's
later.
because Yor made it.
I didn't see it that way when.
That's
like,
the way I saw it.
I
You need to go back and watch the episode again.
don't want to hear anything
You're right,
from a
well,
person who's consistently posting things on Discord while watching stuff.
Yeah, but I still watched it. Did you notice Mikey in these episodes? No, you didn't. They had a small flashback of Mikey was just in the background. Get around.
Oh, yay.
Also, they really are high-tech and cheating in tennis.
Mm-hmm.
Literally like a whole switchboard where like their foot goes down in a little panel. And then they do that offhand comment like, yeah, I noticed all 36 squares, but I never pieced it together. Like, man, you couldn't have pointed that out as like kind of like a foreshadowing thing in the future. It's like, we'll just fill it in now. And they still won. They're in like, did they win or are they in the final?
There's like one match left or something.
Yeah, because they beat the kids.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was the final. The kids were the final. And they're pretending
but
to be bad.
They've won one game against them. The kids have won a game against them. And now.
It's the final game?
Yes.
The final countdown?
Yeah, some shit like that.
I'm trying
that hasn't.
Because the whole point of the tennis thing is Fiona found a way to get this painting. She's like, it's behind all these security guards. We might have to murder some people to get to this painting. Because this painting has like information that leads to like a corrupt political official and who knows.
Yes.
And then
it's very convoluted.
it's just like the story has just gone down this big tunnel, which is nice considering they've done the like day-to-day stuff for a little too long on there. I gotta say, this week, out of all the shows, it was good. Don't get me wrong. I think it was the weakest out of the 4 this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know why?
To Your Eternity was better. My Hero. I had
Oh my god, dude. Oh, I'll tell you what. There's not even gonna be a transition because we need to cool off like Shoto did to his dad and My Hero. Listen, that was pretty. Listen, My Hero. I don't know what episodes we watched. We're talking about My Hero now, but no, 122 and 123. There we go. I remember.
What he said.
Yep. Listen, so where we left off is Shigaraki shot an anti-power dart.
Yeah, I forget the official name. But yeah,
at Aizawa's leg. Aizawa is just like, no hesitation. Thinking of Eri, and it's like, oh, he truly loves that kid. Cuts off his leg so it doesn't go through him and he loses his power.
It's impressive. I'm just going to say that.
It was just a cuts off his leg, but then Shigaraki, for that moment that he had the like blink, Shigaraki's like, oh, my power is back. Let's go, baby. And then just like claws at his face.
Yeah.
Shigaraki claws at Aizawa's face, and it's like, man, this is getting kind of gruesome at this point.
That also, game recognizes game. Like, he was like, look, that's pretty hardcore, dude.
He was like, man, he's so cool. It's like, he is, but it's like, damn, dude cut off his own leg? That's a lot of commitment to, like,
I mean,
versus the end of the world, I guess, you know.
Yeah. He knows that he's a very key individual when it comes to that.
And he can't have his power stolen because then that would just defeat anybody else trying to fight him. That's not even the coolest part in this episode. You then get to the part where Deku just loses it.
Yeah, it was too short. Mad Deku didn't last very long.
Yeah, that was probably, I think that was like one of the top comments. Like, man, it was so cool seeing Deku mad for all of like 2 seconds and immediately like fade into like the Deku verse or whatever, where like one for all versus all for one in like the spirit, you know, like Fullmetal Alchemist, that Creed thing when it was like over his head, like they're in the other world type thing. And then you see the 7th wielder. This is the first time Deku's ever seen the 7th wielder of One for All. And he gets info of she's related to Shigaraki.
Sorry.
And then...
No, I mean, we've already known that.
No, we've known it, but Deku hasn't known it. So Deku finds out. Then we actually get to see the original One for All versus All for One. And the reason why All for One wasn't able to steal the power was Shigaraki still has his own mind of his own, trying to do his own thing. Which maybe he'll turn into a good guy?
No.
There's a small chance he'll be a good guy.
We are missing a key component here. Because Endeavor gets flown up to Shigaraki as Deku's beating the living shit out of him and does a prominence burn and turns this dude into a burnt marshmallow. And then we get this.
Yeah, he does like a very big like nuke blast. I was trying to remember where it was in it, 'cause for some reason I thought it was after this.
No, because there was the prominence burn, and then that's when the all for one kind of power.
Oh, that's right.
Which strikes Bakugo.
Listen, the dude was just like a hollow shell of a person.
Yeah. Bakugo got fucked up.
Bakugo got stabbed 5 times, all at once.
Yes. We also did get to see Bakugo have a little bit of redeeming, like, flashback stuff. And
like, all the time I teased him when really I just wanted to be better.
In that moment, my body acted on its own.
That was one of the coolest quotes, like, hair stand up. Like, oh my God, Deku said the same thing when he saved Bakugo. That's what he says. Like, my body just moved on its own. It's like,
fucking nerds.
Fuck you. It was so good. It was like every single time they had a cool moment of my body just moves on its own. It's like, motherfucker, he's a hero.
So Bakugo's gonna die, right?
No, he's too angry to die. Listen, there was even a point where Place, the guy that like makes stuff stay in place, he was like, I've always recognized Deku as a hero. And like he's kind of realizing it, and it's like he's realizing these other kids are heroes, and you get that emotional thing of like they are already heroes, but they're still kids.
Yeah. And
the adults kind of have to take over.
Especially as stuff has ramped up, you do get a little bit of the like that moment where a pro hero is like, oh, I've always recognized like the kid as a hero. And you can't help but be like, that's cool, but it's also kind of sad that like it's similar to the whole child soldier stuff where it's like these guys have to, they're children. Deku's what, 15? And at some point it's like, your life is gonna suck forever.
Well, they point out something else big in this episode too, because Deku's going 100% with his arms.
He's fucking himself up.
Well, the thing is, I think something important they point out is they show Eri a couple times. Multiple people are thinking of Eri when thinking about becoming a hero, and Deku, he gets that flashback of like, you're not going to be able to use your arms anymore if you keep going at 100%. So I feel like after this whole fight is kind of said and done, they're probably going to do something either at the end of the season or the beginning of next season where Eri kind of reverses some of the like damaging effects on Deku's arm. Aizawa won't get his leg back, I don't think, because that might be a little much having super regenerative abilities.
Well, she turns back time in that instant, like for whatever she's touching, though.
Yeah, but she can turn back time on a very specific thing. I don't know. Like, maybe it'll be a thing where maybe they all, like, kind of get healed, but not fully. Like, Eri can only do so much at one time. So, like, maybe Aizawa will be on the back line. But they'll definitely try and use her to take away Shigaraki's powers. because he said he didn't fully get the regenerative ability, which was a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
So I think our theory of he got the powers, but he didn't fully get them. Now they're slowly kind of fading away.
Mm-hmm.
And then how powers still have a mind of their own. So maybe something will happen. Because he tried to steal Deku's powers. There's a few things with Uraraka at kind of important, like Toga and her fighting.
Yeah.
I don't think it's terrible. I mean, it is somewhat important, but it's not like.
Yeah, because Toga's having this weird crisis where she's like crazy. For one, let's just reestablish that Toga is crazy. But twice was murdered by heroes, and though Toga is crazy, she has.
Keep in mind, he wasn't actually murdered by heroes. He was murdered by fire dude Dabi.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's gonna be a thing where, I don't know, Toga won't kill Uraraka. She'll come back. Dabi might confess, and then Toga might try and kill her. I don't see Toga living through this. But they do that bullshit family thing of like, remember, we're family, we stick together. And it's going to be a thing where Dabi's going to survive and everyone else she knows dies.
It's weird. There was coronas everywhere.
You know what? Toga can copy people's quirks by taking their blood.
Mm-hmm.
What if she takes Shigaraki's blood and can copy All for One?
Ooh, that'd be weird.
That'd be like she takes away his powers by using her powers. But when she stops using her powers, she loses the quirk. So she could take away All for One from Shigaraki, and then she also loses that power because she can't keep it.
So now it no longer exists.
No, but All for One still has All for One. Remember, he only gave a copy to...
Well, he gave the original.
To Shigaraki. So the original doesn't exist anymore, but All for One still has a copy. I don't know. This is turning into a spiderweb. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, you could technically do a whole bunch of things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they still have those darts because if they arrest Shigaraki, because we still are in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
But Shigaraki can't heal anymore. So Bakugo did say it's basically just a duel at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's a knockout. I don't know what's going to happen on there.
Because this season has, 24 episodes?
I have no idea, actually.
I'm fairly certain it's like 24 episodes.
25 episodes.
25 episodes.
Jesus Christ. And how many episodes are we in? We're only in like 9?
Yeah, 9 or 10.
So there's got to be more. So I'm guessing this fight's going to go at least 2 more, maybe 3 more episodes. Because you've got the big dude who's like, I smell 2 masters now. And it's like, hold up. So what's going on? Like, that's obviously when, like, he's switching over to Shigaraki's body.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going to happen. The fight's probably going to go 2 more episodes. It'll be over. Then you'll probably have, like, 2 episodes of cleanup, development. So that takes you to what episode? About 13? So that still leaves you, like, almost 12 episodes to do other stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they could probably just do 9 more episodes of fight.
Yeah, that's just kind of stretching it a little.
I mean, at some point, the Dabi and the rest of them are also on the back. You would assume that.
Oh, yeah, then they're going to have a big fight in the city, too.
Yeah. A bunch of the heroes are chasing after. Maybe that it's a war zone there already anyways. Just a desolate wasteland of ash. Might as well.
Sorry, I was just kind of looking through the top-rated shows of the season just to kind of see where My Hero sits. It's still sitting pretty high, but I know Spochi, The Rock, is still sitting really high. Sorry, just a random thought. I don't know where they're going to go with this. I don't see how the fights are going to be this long and how they're going to keep going with it. All I know is I feel like the Eri theory is going to be right. I feel like Toga either dying or all of her friends dying might be right. And then her maybe switching sides. Like, maybe it'll be a thing where Uraraka's like Toga finds out that Uraraka and them
really wants to date her. And then it's like,
well, let's say she finds out that the villains actually killed twice. And then I assume Dabi might try and kill the other 2 because Dabi just doesn't care. Maybe she'll switch sides to the heroes or just at least help the heroes to help stop All For One. Because they focused a lot on her this season for her not to do something big.
Yeah, that's
Because
fair.
keep in mind, Todoroki, very big character last season. They hardly focus on him this season, and he just kind of has some side roles. He's not playing a big part at all. So,
I'm not sure. There's a lot of kind of options that they can go down. So
Plan B, an American hero shows up like Superman, just kills everybody.
Hmm.
Oh, who's the guy from the?
I have this amazing power. What's that? The power of the sun. Excuse me? No.
I am atomic. Who's the guy from The Boys?
Homelander.
Homelander. What if Homelander just shows up?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Kill someone? Yay! Listen, a lot of people died this season. Hey, speaking of death, have you seen the newest episode of Bleach, Justice?
Yeah.
Of
course I have.
New episode coming out tomorrow. Hey, we're watching Bleach right now, Justice. Care to talk about what happened and how, like, the biggest woman turned into the hottest woman, and I'm just very confused as to... Listen, there's an episode in Soul Eater... Not Soul Eater, god damn it.
How dare you?
Listen, Soul Reapers, I've been listening to Soul Eater. Leave me alone. Listen, literally they get to, like, the kingdom, the palace of the Soul Reaper Society.
Yeah.
And literally there's this big woman just like, let me tell you what, that woman...
Hikafune.
She's going to be the woman of your dreams. I'm like, there's no fucking way this woman... Then the episode ends. I'm like, you fucking lied to me. He's like, just hold up. Give it a moment. Get all the way to the end of the second episode we had to watch. And he's like, see? And she's like crazy hot. And even the guys are like, what the fuck happened? She's like, I get fat. And then when I cook food, I imbue all my, what is it?
Food with special kind of spiritual pressure.
Spiritual pressure to then help you regain yours. And then she turns to a total hottie on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm over there like, yo, I'm going to be there after, lunch is done every single day, boy. You bet your ass I'll be there. But then once, she's getting ready to make more lunch, I'm like, yo, I'm out.
Look, all I'm hearing is she's really hot and you're getting well fed.
That is true. Oh, dude, they ate so much food. Like, that stuff when you watch like a Miyazaki film, you're like, oh, that food looks so good.
Look, portion-wise, it was some like Monster Hunter World levels of like, that's too much.
It wasn't enough. They ate all of it.
Yeah.
Well, literally, she made like this like 5-tier fucking like 10-foot tall cake at the very end. It's like, eat up, boys. It's like, do what? This is after they meet. Listen, I don't have the other dudes written down. I probably should have written them down. Who's the Pompadour dude? So to put this in perspective, Ichigo has run into...
Pompadour boy is Tanjiro.
Oh, I should have remembered that because Tanjiro. So I forget what happened. So the fight is over. Everyone's in the hospital healing up, obviously. And then I told Justus this is complete bullshit. So there's like the Soul Reaper Society, right? Then there's like a palace above it to help protect, whatever. But they don't protect anybody by themselves in the palace. They come down and they're like Squad Zero.
Yes.
Is their thing. So Squad Zero comes down. And it's like, oh, these guys are just as strong as like the head captain on there, but they did nothing.
Well, I mean, they're technically as a squad stronger than anyone else. So Squad Zero is a squad of 5 of captains that make up an individual squad.
Okay, so like essentially they could equal the head captain's powers.
Beyond.
Plus Ultra.
Particularly because they've all done something that is so significantly notable that have changed the history
her transformation though, making
the
food.
Soul Society. So, like,
what did you do? That one was a little boy.
Hikafune, in her case, she created mod souls. That's a modified soul that you can use within the kind of world of the living. I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain a mod soul, but they initially she had created it for the kind of early use of like maybe we could just send these in as soldiers to go fight and die for us, so we ain't gotta do it. Levels of design.
Listen,
Ethically, they were like, let's not do that.
it's just a modified soul. Who the fuck cares?
One of the characters that we're about to meet, Oetsu, he created the Zanpakuto that everyone uses. So, like, the level of significance that these guys have done within the Soul Society is so significantly higher that
So I wasn't the head captain invited.
Huh?
The head captain of the whole Soul Society.
He probably said, oh, yeah, fuck you. I like it down here.
It's too much work up there. Bald guy, east, west, north, south. Gang signs.
Yeah.
He might have been in a gang in his earlier days. Listen, all I know is the Pompadour dude showed up, and he's got like the sharpest Pompadour I've ever seen in my whole entire life. And he's in the hot springs. He's like, okay, so you're going to stay underwater. And then once you're in here, we're going to throw you in like the lava-looking water, which is just like blood.
Yeah.
Like it looks, they played it up as it was lava, and Ichigo's like, oh, they're dying underwater. Don't worry, they're emptying whatever. We'll do this a couple of times.
Yeet Byaku.
Cool. Kobe. No, Kobe missed his last shot.
No.
It's kind of fucked. Sorry. Anyways. But when he punches Ichigo, so there's this thing where like he punches like Ichigo, and he kind of flies back a little bit on there, and he's like, oh, I got hurt, blah, blah, blah. Then he goes up, who's the, what's his name? Red hair.
Renji?
Renji, yeah. He goes to punch Renji, and Renji just stays in one spot. And I was like, oh, that's so fucking cool. But the only reason why is his punch was weaker because Ichigo instinctively had just like broken his hand.
Yeah.
Like, what he even says, like, I used to be known as like the
fastest.
Fastest hand in the West or something like that. Yeah. Listen, all it was like this cool, like, I'm the fastest, no one could ever keep up with me. And Ichigo just instinctively, before he even hit Ichigo, broke his hand.
Yeah.
It's sick. Like, oh man, that means Ichigo's faster than one of the, like, Squad Zero captains. Like, sure. You know, it's definitely one of those situations where it's like, holy fucking shit. Because what? Okay, so far we've met Pompadour dude, big tit chick. And they got to meet the other three, right? The big dude, the robot girl dude, and then what?
Oh, it's...
I don't know their names.
Explanations.
What?
The big dude.
Well, you know what the big dude, like the big burly dude is like, I'm like a dwarf, but big.
Is Ichibe.
Ichibe? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the list on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of...
Wait, was there only... That's it,
there's
right?
5.
There's Pompadour dude. There's big tit dude, girl.
So Ichibe, which is the one with the big red necklace. Oetsu, who is the black dude with the sunglasses.
Oh, I forgot about him. Yeah, that's the last one.
Shinjimaru, she is the robot arms.
So the Zenyatta?
Hikafune, and...
Big tits.
Yeah, and then there's Pompadour Boy, which is Korinji.
All I'm saying is they all have really cool designs on there. Not like super out there designs, but like just out there enough that it's like it's kind of cool. So we've only really met 2 out of the 5. So I'm guessing the next 2 episodes will meet the other 3.
I would assume we're gonna spend probably an episode or 2 with this next dude. Because,
then again, you got to remember we got to go back to the Soul Society sometime, and then like make sure.
Well, this dude that we're meeting, he's the one because Ichigo broke his Zanpakuto in Bankai form, which is supposed to be irreversible. So he's gonna try to fix it.
But they were also supposed to steal his Bankai, and they can't. So Ichigo is special.
I can't say anything.
What?
Look, I'm not going to spoil anything, so I'm not going to.
So out of nowhere, Aizen from the left corner's over there like, oh!
RKO out of nowhere!
Hit him with the chair. What?
No, I know why, but...
Justus won't let me. Justus won't let me read ahead because he's like, it's not worth it. It's like, what if I want to read it?
Get into why within the next episode and a half. So
No, but the other important thing we forgot to mention is Kyoraku.
Mm.
He's now the head captain of everything. Also, Kenny's fighting this woman in like, I forgot what was going on. That was another big fight that happened in Bleach. Kenny's fighting whatever her name is.
Unohana?
Yeah, and like, he gets pretty fucked up, gets stabbed through the neck. I'm like, holy shit, they're actually killing Kenny off. What the fuck? Then he blinks, has a thing. She's like, oh, you're pretty strong on there. And just like, yeah, she's just basically healing him. And every time he gets very close to death, he keeps getting stronger and he stays that way too.
Yeah, it's this weird kind of like limitation that he's put on himself, that anytime that he's basically either defeated or almost defeated and sometimes like comes out on top, he always gets stronger. He's like stupid strong. I forget, there's a specific scene that I think it's happened before in like previous episodes of the anime, where he's like, oh, I haven't used this move before. And then he uses the sword with both hands. And everyone's like,
I'm pretty sure that's an original like Soul Society
but
arc.
he like cuts a massive like section of the city in half, where it's like, you're stupid strong, my guy.
So basically she's just going to keep killing him over and over again to probably get him super, super OP on there.
Well, it's basically they're trying to force him to get in touch with his sword. They need him to know how to use Bankai. Because this entire time, he doesn't even know the name of his sword. His sword is never spoken to him.
This is sword.
He's this powerful, and he's just using that thing like a fucking stick.
Matt and Justus aped together strong.
Yeah. I mean, in his case, yeah, but
this is why I fully believe that Chad and Kenny are my favorite characters, because they're just like, let's just go, boy, let's just go.
But he's captain level and is very, very strong. Anyone who reaches Bankai is like 5 times stronger than what they are if they don't know Bankai. So they really want to push that, because having Bankai would make him stupid powerful. So that's why they're really trying to do that. Unfortunately, in this case, it kind of means that Unohana has to die, because she is the original Kenpachi, and they've even made the spectacle of like,
so is
sending both of them there, like one of them has to die.
So is she just gonna keep powering up until he kills her?
It basically, like that. It's all kind of played out within that episode, because you have both captain or vice captains like responding to essentially little mementos left behind. Unohana is actually a decent person and wrote a letter, and her vice captain, that's why she's crying, is because she knows what the outcome has to be. And then Yachiru picks up the eye patch, and there gets to be some other stuff with that. But, she knows the significance of that as well, of like, he's got to go fight, and this is going to be just a thing. So, I mean, they even established that Unohana, Kenpachi is the name of the strongest warrior in the Soul Society. To take the name Kenpachi, you either have to resign it or be murdered. Those are the only 2 options.
Oh, I forget his name. I was trying to remember like his name. Squad 6, the 6th Division's captain, the dude that Ichigo fights to save Rukia. Basically, Rukia's brother.
Byakuya?
Yeah, there you go. That's how you say it. Yeah, him. Is he alive?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't remember. Like, I just didn't read it right, but they left it on this weird thing of like, hey, he's really fucked up, but like, is he actually dead? Is he actually alive? Because I didn't see him these 2 episodes.
This is where I'm giving you shit for too busy posting things, because in the scene where Soy Phone is yelling of like go away to that messenger, the report was that both Kenpachi Zaraki and Byakuya Kuchiki are alive, but they don't know if they'll wake up.
Okay, I just basically forgot his name in that scene. I was like, I'm just making sure he's alive. I was like, these names. Listen, these are names that's like, holy shit, I forgot everybody's fucking name at this point. It's not easy.
Not a true fan.
It's not like Edward and Alphonse. I'm like, y'all remember those names for the rest of my life.
It's not like Byakuya is a common name in any other anime.
Yeah, which makes it harder to remember.
It makes it unique and easier to remember.
Name another really complicated name from an anime from like 10 plus years ago.
A 10 plus years
That's
ago?
not from Bleach.
Renton.
Oh, okay, whatever. Fucking something. It's not Byakuya. Fuck you. Listen, I'm just saying, like, okay, listen, so he's strong enough, though, to take, he took, what, 2 of his own hits from, his
Bankai? Yeah.
No, I was trying to remember the actual name of his attack. It's like, thousand petal, whatever.
Yeah, it's Zinbone Sakura. Kageyoshi, if you want to count the Bankai version of it, then that's got to get tacked.
I mean, he's strong enough to take that hit twice with like no protection at all.
Mm-hmm.
My boy don't use protection. He's a real champ. Speaking of people that don't use protection, hey, to your eternity.
Sorry, that one threw me off. I was like, you said that, and then my brain went, how does that even correlate?
I don't know. Listen, they're totally setting up the next episode for To Your Eternity for that one fat chick that like Peachy, whatever.
Tasty Peach
loved. Like, dude, she's going to be skinny enough because they made the point of like, she's not eating enough that like it started to go down on there. And I'm like, oh my God, people are going to die.
Mm-hmm. Also, how long was he? I didn't think they were that long. The dude barely grew like any level of significant beard, and she's over there like shedding weight.
Well, like so they make the point to show the kid putting bread in the bag, right? Mm-hmm. And like it's tiny pieces, right?
Yeah.
And that bag's pretty full, and I'm like, okay, so maybe it's been like weeks.
Tiny pieces, but it's like
but it's like the bag is pretty full though. At one point, I'm thinking like maybe like 3 weeks, at least 2. At least 2 weeks, which is not enough time to like go, unless she's just eating nothing.
Yeah.
Which
she's got to eat something.
Yeah. So maybe she's having this tiny piece giving it to TC Peach on there. But it's like, it just shows that like churches back in the day were just super fucked up. It's like, we're going to throw this kid in here after they had technically the church at guard from the church had killed his mother, which TC Peach just being able to communicate with the ghost comes in.
Mm-hmm. Because even the kid's kind of funny though. He fucking absolutely like bitch laughs.
I don't know how this is gonna end because Tasty Peach is trying to keep the secret of Fushi being able to reap her.
Well, I got a pretty good idea because that's a hell of a cliffhanger, man.
Yeah, it's
the drop of a guillotine is
France.
I don't know. The Fushi gets trapped
in molten iron, constantly getting burnt, and it's the coolest thing. I'm like, he's conscious for like 2 seconds, and he's out for like minutes. Then he worked it all the way down to being conscious for 6 seconds to then
only ever being out for 9 seconds at a time.
Yeah, and then he's like heating up the metal and then stretching it, and that's the coolest thing because everyone's like, "Oh my God, he's escaping! What the hell?" And everyone's like praying away, like, "Come on, Fushi, come back!" And they get that cool like sculpture thing of like, but obviously then you see him in owl form go.
We do see owl form at the very end too.
Yeah,
but
well, I mean that's right before the guillotine, so it's like, what's going on? Is he gonna stop? Is it like?
Yeah, the show is very good. I'm glad they're taking more of this route because we initially guessed that like the little sister was gonna get caught and killed, and then he'd have to prove that like yes, he can bring people back to life. But
well, the thing is, he does point out in this episode like Fushi only brings people back to life that he still sees as alive or still had more to their life, which adds more to the story if he's just gonna bring anybody back.
Yeah, well, he has to physically interact with them. Of course, he can copy a dead body, but if there's no soul that it has existed really with it, he literally just dies. And then the man in black has to be like, orb, oh, you're the orb right now. Come on.
Come on, get over here.
Yeah.
God, it's just sad because then you see there's so much going on because when he's in as Parona, and the dude is like, take me, Fushi, and then she starts throwing up and running away. It's like she rejects you, and it's like, oh, these souls still have feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So it just proves that the soul is still alive, which also sucks because a lot of them have been alive with him for 400 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Poor March. Fucking imagine just being like, I just want to grow up and have kids. It's been 400 years.
Well, I'm just wondering how this is going to work out. Like, is he'll eventually... They don't show you stuff in a movie or a TV show without having a payoff at the end. So my guess is Tasty Peach is going to get saved. He's going to get with, like, cute girl that turned fat girl back to cute girl.
Ooh.
And then...
What if he doesn't get saved? What if he's murdered, but Fushi turns into him and can see his spirit and then communicates?
Because he still has the same powers that they have. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
that would be wild.
It threw me off when he turned into the old man at one point.
Yeah.
When he's sitting there like, leave me alone. I don't love you. It's like, hey, this is weird. You need to change to something else on there. That's just a drunken
Look,
old
it was
bastard.
already weird when he turned back and he's like, I could love you as a boy too. And it's like calm down.
It's like, damn, this dude's down for anything now. If there's a hole, it fits, it ships.
And it turns into the dog. I'm fine with it. Run, boy,
run. Get out. God.
He kind of dips within this last episode and a half. So
he hasn't used the bear form really at all this season. I think minus once, but it was like just a still.
Well, you've seen the shadow of the bear spirit
like
following him.
I'm just trying to figure out what if TC Peach, like, you know what might happen? Maybe his little sister goes to stop the guillotine. Like it's
I think that would be too cheesy. I think.
Well, no, think about it this way. The sister dies, like we said before. Like, she goes to stop it, and then she gets killed, and then Fushi turns into her. Tasty Peach reveals, like, hey, you have this power. Bring back my sister. Brings back the sister. They're just fully done with because they have to drop Tasty Peach at some point, right? We're 9 episodes in, and it's only 12 episodes this season.
No, it's 20.
Oh, shit, that's right. Yeah, I don't know what's going to fucking happen then, dude. My plan just went out the fucking window.
I think it would make more sense to let Tasty Peach die. He's put himself in a situation that he's fine with. It also makes for a great setup for when Fushi turns into him. He'll get the surprise that all of the spirits that are with him, he can now see
and talk to fully.
Mm-hmm. And that would mean that Tasty Peach, he can also communicate and then be explained that you can bring me back to life if you want to. There is the moral conundrum, though, of if he does that, he won't be able to speak with the rest of the spirits until Tasty Peach is dead again.
So what might happen is he keeps Tasty Peach. We might have that moral dilemma of if I bring them back to life, they're going to be in a world that they're not used to in. They're just going to die again. They'll be with me again. So they might as well just die with himself. I think that might be the dilemma of like, why bring them back? They're going to die. They'll be with me again. I can't keep bringing them back just to suffer.
Nah, man, I think it would be appropriate to at least bring March back. As was a child that was kidnapped and like murdered before youth. Like, she was so young, just give at least her the chance to truly live any level of a life. But
maybe. I accidentally saw the previews for next episode because they have like that end credit preview, and I want to talk about it. Well, I always think there's going to be something at the end. There never is. I'm just like, this isn't like Chainsaw Man or something else.
But that's kind of about it. Like, the show is very good. The show's mid. I'm excited. Oh yeah, the little kid Chabo, that's his name.
Oh yeah, Cancer Kid Caillou.
Fucking Caillou.
I'm Caillou.
All right, that's about it for us. Thank you guys for
What
watching.
if that dead body that he made comes back to life?
That'd be
The
weird.
fake body.
Fake dead body.
Well, it's that fake body, but it comes back to life. It's just gonna die immediately again. Oh my god, that might be. I don't know idea. All right,
That's it.
that's all we got for this week.
Thank you guys for watching.
You're welcome for being here.